So, with the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream Direct behind us and a release date of April 16th now in sight, I figured I'd go over kind of my thoughts on the game, the features that were shown off, and some stuff that I'd want to see from the game as well. Hopefully that's shown off before release. So, right off the bat in the Mii Creation menu, we have 4 options: Get Help, Create from Scratch, Create based on a Mii on your system, and Create based on an existing island Mii. The first 2 are pretty self-explanatory. Creating based on your system seems similar to how in Smash Ultimate you can pick a Mii when you're making a Mii fighter. And creating based on an existing island is interesting because I guess if you'd want to make another character look similar to another one, you could do that. Like with the teddy bear Mocha and Latte from the Direct, I'm guessing if you want to just replicate like the appearance of one, just copy it over and then change up a few things, you could do that. So that's interesting. Most of the facial customization seems to be about the same. The addition of ears and face paint is a nice touch. I know it's not the makeup system from Miitopia that people wanted, but I think this is still a good alternative to hold people over. They'll probably end up like going back, adding features to it as well, so that's something to consider. You could also make the bangs and the back of the hair different, even dye the back of the hair with like a subcolor. A nice little touch as well. And of course, we have to bring up how you can choose a Mii's gender and dating preferences, because since the internet is very polite and very agreeable, I'll just say this: it's a nice addition for the people who want to use it, but it's not superimposed for people who don't want to use it. Me personally, I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I just think if you want to use it, use it. If you don't, don't. We can also talk about the Quirks system as well while we're discussing customization. It's a pretty small thing in the grand scheme of things, but it adds life to the Miis rather than just make them carbon copies of one another. Like most of the Miis just kind of had the same animations in the original, so I think having these little quirks really brings them to life in their own unique way. I just hope there's like a good amount of quirks, just so you're not stuck with like the same, I don't know, like 30 or so. Next thing I want to briefly talk about is the interaction system. Something I love is how you can just directly make the Miis interact, whereas in the original game, you kind of had to leave it up to chance if you wanted 2 specific Miis to interact with one another, develop a relationship, have kids, that sort of thing. It was super like up to chance, up to percentage really. You couldn't really control it directly. Now you can, which I think is a really good change. I also love that you can put the Miis next to objects in the world too and make them interact with those. Another great change, honestly. Like overall, just the game being more open world, not confined to just, menu simulator. You click on this, you go into the apartments, you exit the apartments, you go to this building. You can actually go around the island and watch your Miis like move around, That I think is a great change. It's more of an Animal Crossing New Horizons style of gameplay. Or I guess just Animal Crossing in general, but I think that benefits to Tomodachi Life's favor, honestly. Next, I want to talk about the shops and kind of how different they are compared to the original. Firstly, the grocery store, Fresh Kingdom. You can pick items and add them to a basket, and then buy them all at once. In the original, I don't recall if it worked the same in there, but I faintly remember having to buy items one at a time. Like you'd buy your squidding spaghetti on one purchase, and then you have to go down to like the desserts, buy that. Where in this game, you can just pick everything all at once, buy it on bulk. Don't have to worry about navigating menus for like a solid 3 minutes or so. The clothing store, Wear and Wear, lets you either buy full outfits or buy individual bits and pieces from that outfit, which is another good change, honestly. In the original, outfits were hard locked to just be one piece of clothing, and hats were a separate purchase. So honestly, breaking up the outfit into its individual clothing pieces expands your options to personalize your Miis however you want. You might like the dress of one outfit, but the shoes and hat of another, so why not have all 3? I do hope that they have a system where you can make outfit presets, so you have your Miis cycle between certain outfits depending on like their mood, the day, whatever. We didn't actually see how the shop menu looks when you're browsing clothes. We may see that. Later on, I'm sure we'll get a better look at it. I think outfit presets would be a good addition as well. Now, in the original, this game did have a banger of a theme. So I have a lot of expectations for you where and where. The main news network seems to be mostly the same, with the random news stories and ability to rewatch past stories still present from the last game. In the original, it did pop up with a news story when you progressed and like unlock a new feature or location in the last game, so I wonder if it's the same case here, but there's really not that much to report on with the news network, no pun intended. TNC Reno, or is it TNC Reno? This is basically the interior decoration shop. It looks like you can change the color palettes on a lot of them. Now, I don't fully remember if that was in the original. Regardless, a few standout rooms I saw were the plain white room making a return for about like $20, I want to say. The new garage room, the witch's room, a hexagonal room, the grocery store room, of course. There were a few other ones I saw in there, like a city escape type room, as well as a pixel art, not a pixel art, like an 8-bit video game room I saw. But I really hope that we get a lot of the previous rooms from the original, like the camping room, the crystal room, the Japanese garden, the laboratory, and the Wild West, just to name a couple. Now, we did see some other shops that I don't know the details about, but I'll put kind of screenshots on screen so you can speculate what they might be. I mean, for reference, we haven't seen the hat shop or a pawn shop yet, so maybe they're one of those. I know one of them was called like My Treasures and the other was Right Price, so maybe that's like the antique store, the pawn shop, something like that. But there are two other special shops I haven't mentioned yet, and that's because I was saving them for... I know I briefly talked about the game switching to a similar format to Animal Crossing New Horizons, in terms of having the open island, actually getting to navigate and walk around the world, and I think that plays into Tomodachi Life's strong suits, because we can customize our islands. With the help of Quick Build, you can essentially construct your island however you want. Now, unlike Animal Crossing, I'm not sure if you can make elevation, like, as drastic as it was in Animal Crossing. Maybe you will. I did see some instances where you could have like stairs leading up to slightly higher altitudes, but I don't know how high that can really go, you know? Just being able to change the terrain at all is amazing. Like, I was worried that when the game launched, it would just be like either randomly generated or they're all the exact same, but having the option to customize it really benefits the game, no doubt. But we can't forget the best feature in this game.
Here is an alien.
But we can't forget the actual best feature in this game, Pallet House. I love everything about this. You can pretty much create whatever you want. You know, make little pets to follow your Miis around, custom items, custom clothing, just in case you don't like the clothing options that the stores have. And of course, custom housing exteriors and ground patterns. You can make them look like urban Japan, you know, a beautiful suburban neighborhood, Minecraft houses. This basically opens up infinite possibilities for your islands. Okay, this is the one thing I was really hoping that they would expand upon in this game. So in the original, when your Miis got married, they would move out from the apartments into the homes and then just kind of be there. You know, if you wanted to interact with them, you'd have to call them from the home to the apartment, which was kind of just like, what was the point of the house if you couldn't like go visit them the same way an apartment was? I liked having the married couples have their own space, but it was really just a secondary home with no customization. But now it is so much better. So when two or more Miis move in together, they get a shared, expanded house that they both live in. You'll see them interact with one another just the same as any other Miis would. You can also have up to 8 Miis in total in one big house, but you want to know the best part? The absolute best part of this change? Interior house styles. The houses don't just look the same anymore. You can make them look unique. This is my new favorite feature, hands down, no questions asked. Now that I've gone over kind of the best features of this game, which is all of them, let's talk about the stuff I want to see. So the one big thing that I want back is the concert hall. I didn't see anything that looked like a concert hall on the map, but I hope it's not like fully gone, The songs in like the trailer were the thing that actually made me want to buy the game on the 3DS in the first place, so I do hope it comes back. It's just kind of the one thing I hope comes back. Maybe the compatibility tester as well. Now, in the original, I don't know how accurate it actually was. What I do know is that it was very funny to get random screenshots like this and this. So I think it just added a little fun to the game, and even if it's not like accurate, it still lets you know like, hey, there might be something going on here, you might want to check this out. Otherwise, all your female sims
Oh my god, bro. Oh, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
are going to get taken by Hugh Morris again. And one more thing that I want, I should have mentioned this before, I really hope that with the children that the Miis have, they serve more of a purpose than just traveling the world or becoming a new resident that just kind of exists. Like, imagine if you could have a whole family tree starting from just one Mii family, and it just keeps like spiraling on and on and on. So I think that'd be fun to see. All in all, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream looks really good, regardless of what I want and what I speculate about. The game releases on April 16th, which is, unfortunately for me, a little over a week away from Pragmata's release date, which is highly unfortunate to my finances. Regardless, I plan to keep covering updates with the game, maybe talk about more Switch stuff. I do have some ideas I want to talk about. I had ideas for like a Smash 6, like bringing characters like latest iterations into the next Smash game, just what that would look like. I had some new ideas for like the Mii fighters, completely reworking the whole Mii fighter system, and by that I mean just introducing new classes, that sort of thing. Neither here nor there, that's something we could talk about at another time. So with that said, I will see you around, and until next time.
Here is an alien.